Hi guys, I'm Lore. I'm an English teacher at school number 17 Botoșani, Romania, an eTwinning school. And I want to talk to you about eTwinning, about its benefits and about what it offers and what it can do for your school, for your community, and what it can do for you as a teacher, as a person, and what it can do for your students. If you don't know what eTwinning is, I can tell you that it is an initiative of the European Commission and it started in 2005. It is an online platform dedicated to schools and teachers and students across Europe. And it also includes some non-European countries, so a lot more fun, a lot more diversity. What I want to tell you today is some of the don'ts and do's that I've come across my experience as an eTwinner, and some of the questions I've been asked during my teacher trainings. Sorry, it's a bit late. Where do I start? I will start with the don'ts. So the first thing you shouldn't do when you start working on eTwinning is overthink it. It's not rocket science, unless you want it to be, obviously. So really don't overthink it. If you have a good idea, if you have some great activities planned, don't think about it that much. I'm not saying don't plan it. Planning is crucial, just don't overthink it. You might fail in the beginning, and the project might turn out to be not so successful, but that's quite alright. It's just a stepping stone, think of it that way, and you can learn from your mistakes and you can learn from the things that you haven't managed to do right. So don't overthink it. And the second thing I want to tell you is don't get discouraged if you don't speak a foreign language. That's the first reason teachers give me when I ask them, why aren't you in eTwinning? And they say, well, I don't speak a foreign language. You can start small. You can start with a national eTwinning project. Find a school in your city if you want. Find a school in your own country. Start with a small project to learn the ropes. And then when you're ready to go to the next level, I'm pretty sure that there are lots of teachers who are really open-minded and creative and innovative in any school you want. So find your team in your own school. Find one or two teachers who can help you out. Brainstorm ideas. Come up with really good activities that you can implement together, transcurricular activities. And between the two or three of you, you will come up with the foreign language you need. Another idea I really love is using your students as resources. So don't ignore that. You can ask your students for help. They will be more than happy to give it to you, because they will feel empowered. They will feel that like they're on the same level, and they will be really motivated and engaged and active. So if you don't speak a foreign language and you really don't have any other teacher you can team up with your students. At the beginning of the year, I usually ask my students to come up with an idea for a project. But again, I'm an English teacher, so basically I can do any sort of project I want. But in your case, if you teach something that's not that permissive, although most subjects are, you can just tell your students what you're going to teach that particular year and ask them to come up with an idea, to help you come up with an idea and with some activities. And then you can find partners, or you can, if you're at the beginning, you can check out the forums on eTwinning and ask your students to vote or to choose what project idea they like the most. So you can start from there. And you can tell your students that you don't speak English or French or whatever language the project is in, and they will help you. And you will learn a couple of things along the way. You can even ask them to teach you a couple of basic phrases, and really not speaking a foreign language is not a big deal. You can do amazing eTwinning projects without being fluent in another foreign language, right? Another reason teachers give me is that they don't know how to use ICT tools. That's quite alright. If you know how to browse the internet, you're good to go. So any particular ICT tools that you might want to use, well, that can be learned. And I'm pretty sure your partners can teach you a thing or two, and I'm quite convinced your students can teach you as well. So use them once again. Don't put the focus on the ICT tools. They're just there to help you. They're not in the driver's seat. You are, and your students are, and the content is, and the competencies you want to develop. So focus on that and not the ICT tools, right? Another thing you should keep in mind is that you should never keep an eTwinning project to yourself. Share it with the rest of your school, with the parents. Be proud when your students share what they're doing with their peers, with students who are not involved in eTwinning. And I know that you might think that you're not doing something that's worth sharing. Well, it is. It is a new way of teaching. It is really creative. It stimulates your students, it motivates them, and it makes you feel proud of their work, and it makes them feel proud of themselves. And it boosts their confidence. So all you need is just an eTwinning corner with some pictures from the activities, or I don't know, some QR codes if you want to be really creative, or some augmented reality stuff like Aurasma or I don't know, Layar. But then again, that is a bit more challenging. So just a couple of pictures, just some leaflets that you can put up there, or a short article in your school magazine, or just, you know, a brief 2-minute presentation during a teacher meeting. All you have to say is a couple of things, show a couple of pictures, maybe show a short video, so that your management team can see the way eTwinning influences your students, the way eTwinning helps them progress and grow, and the way in which eTwinning helps with their 21st century skills or competencies. What I really, really love about eTwinning is that you can integrate it into your curriculum. It doesn't matter what you're teaching, there is always a way you can integrate eTwinning into it. So don't feel discouraged. I know that integrating an eTwinning project into your curriculum requires a bit more planning. That is true. But it is a kind of fun planning, because you know you're going to have a lot of fun along the way. And yes, there will be unexpected situations, and yes, you might have technical difficulties, or things may not turn out the way you want them to sometimes, but that happens in a regular class as well. So think of the benefits for your students and for yourself. Think of that distance you're going to just cancel. That distance between yourself and your students is just not going to be there anymore. You will just be a facilitator, offering them a chance to connect with peers from Europe, to work together, to pull their resources together and their strengths and what they're good at, and learn to tolerate one another and show respect towards the others and their opinions, and include everyone. Because really everyone has something to teach. eTwinning is for everyone. It's like a door to endless possibilities. Whatever you think of or whatever you envision, you can make an eTwinning project out of that, right? Another important thing that I want to share with you is this idea of students as teachers. We've been doing that for the past 4 years, and it's been amazing and rewarding. And I cannot tell you just how special it made them feel, how emboldened they were, and how it changed them. I know one student said, after working on an eTwinning project in which he taught various subjects, he said that project made him become a better human being, and that made all the difference in the world, right? Because you want your students to remember, you want your students to be aware of the entire learning process, and you want your students to feel engaged and to be involved in the whole experience. And eTwinning does that for you. And in terms of your school, it will completely change it. I cannot tell you that in the beginning you will have one small project and then everyone will want to be an eTwinner. I don't know if that's ever happened, but it didn't happen in my school. So it was just me about 8 years ago. And now I have 3 or 4 other primary school teachers that I work with on a regular basis, and also a couple of secondary school teachers that I collaborate with. And it's a lot easier than working on my own. And you will find that out pretty soon, I hope. So use your students as teachers, allow them to choose what they want to teach, how they want to teach, and evaluate it. Giving them this opportunity will help them learn how to learn, will help them see their boundaries and what they're capable of and what their strengths are and how to use that. So use your students as teachers. It is an absolutely amazing experience for you and for them, and I just believe that every school should do that. It doesn't have to be all the time, but you can do it in any eTwinning project. I don't know if that was convincing enough for you guys, but I really hope you join this great eTwinning family. And if you need any help or if you have any questions, you can find me on eTwinning, or you can comment below and I will try to answer. And you can join the online communities, eTwinning communities on Facebook. There are lots of teachers there who are willing to help if you have any queries, or if you have any technical difficulties, or if you don't know how to do that something. We've all been there, we've all needed help, and somebody gave it to us, so we're just paying it forward. Okay guys, let me know how eTwinning goes for you, right?